So we'll be in the exact same format as last time. We'll start with a 1-minute opening, followed by a series of questions, and then a 1-minute closing. To start us off, we're going to hear from Vice Presidential candidate Justin.
Where are you guys? My name is Justin Smith. First off, I'd like to thank all of you for coming out tonight and for making this whole campaign week just the awesome experience that it's been. I know I've learned so much this week. The other candidates can say the same thing. So the thanks goes to you guys for making this, be great, and we couldn't do this without you. So tomorrow's a big day, the day that you will be electing your next vice president. Someone who will be charged with leading our student senate, a body which serves as the voice of all the students and their interests at this university. Having served this past year as a senator for the College of Engineering and as a member of our Budget and Finance Committee, I believe I have gained the experience necessary to serve the office of Vice President well. Thank you for this opportunity to represent you, and I ask your support this upcoming year.
Sarah Beth.
Hey y'all, I'm Sarah Beth. I'm running for Vice President because I have a passion for letting the students' voice be heard. I believe that the role of Vice President isn't necessarily to have your own ideas, but to support the ideas of the President and the Treasurer, as well as the Senators to help them get their things accomplished. The Vice President's role is to support debate, healthy debate on this campus. So I would love to make sure that I'm not taking a side one way or the other, but that I am there to hear both sides and understand the argument so that everyone can equally be heard. I'd love to tell y'all more about this pretty soon, so I'll talk to you soon.
Hey y'all, I'm Griffin Osborne. I have 3 parts to my platform. There's transparency. I want to meet with organizations weekly, allowing them to voice their opinions while also educating them on the current issues SGA is dealing with. Second is pedestrian safety. I want to light the crosswalks on the outskirts of campus and educate students on pedestrian rights. And then the third is registration. I want to begin the discussion on how we can successfully make the registration process easier. I'm blessed to have the opportunity to run for Vice President of the university I love and cherish, and I ask for your support this coming election. Thank you.
We're going to get into our direct questions, and these first 3 questions will be from y'all's platforms. We're going to start with Justin. You talk about instituting a new senator training session. How do you believe this will better enable senators to serve the student body?
Okay, so when I first started as a senator, I remember the hardest part of actually performing my job was not getting out and talking to students or talking to administration. It was actually learning how to be a senator in Senate. There's so many things we do as senators, whether it be learning Robert's rules, passing bills, writing legislation, that there's a lot of effort and time that goes into it, and it takes a lot of time before we can get to being efficient and having a very efficient legislature. As Vice President, I would like to start a new senator orientation program. This program would help bring new senators in. We can start early on talking about how to go about having Robert's rules, how to write a bill, how to stand up and talk to administration and other people who come to see us in Senate. I've already been talking to our current parliamentarian about this. We have big ideas of how we want this class to go. And we also want to progress it and make it so that other people can take these classes and know how to be efficient in their daily lives as they go into other businesses and opportunities outside of Auburn University.
Sarah?
I totally agree. When I was a freshman senator, I had no idea what I was doing. I knew I had responsibilities to my school and my dean, who I'd never met, as well as my constituents and my assigned committee, which was academic affairs. It was crazy to try to balance all of these things, so I think that that's a really great idea. I love Matt. He's a great parliamentarian, and he has such a passion for parliamentary procedure and Robert's rules. So I think that's a really great idea, and that it should definitely be implemented no matter who's vice president.
Yes, I really agree with this idea to have a development program. I actually have 3 goals that I want to implement. 1, make sure senators are well versed in parliamentary procedure. 2, educate them on the SGA Code of Laws and the SGA Constitution. And 3, educate them on the importance of student senate and what it means to be a representative for someone.
Our next question will be directly for Sarah Beth. You talk about expanding representation in new ways. Can you speak more to your ideas of expanding student representation in the Senate?
Right, so we're the second smallest student senate in the SEC, which I think is a little bit sad. I know often, whenever you have an issue, it's not directly related to your school. So if you want to talk about something, you may not think to go to your business school senator about that. But I think that if we reach out to other organizations and have them in Senate to just be there and know what's going on, or to give us a report, even to even serve as non-voting members, sort of like our freshman senators do, I think we have a really great way to reach out into the community and pull those people back in. I really think that all of our senators have a great responsibility, but to have one senator for a whole college sometimes isn't enough. So I think we can look into new ways to do that. And I'm not saying I know the perfect way, but I'm saying that there's a whole Senate body that has to be elected, and I think their ideas will come together and get that done.
I agree with this idea as well, actually. Any way we can add more senators and increase the representation of the student body while also making it more diverse and inclusive.
Justin?
Well, I don't believe the problem is that we don't have enough senators. I think a lot of times it just comes down to us being senators, getting out the word and talking to people. Part of my platform is being just open, going and being accessible on the part of the SGA. Even though there may be one senator per college, we still have a large school council that's behind them and helping them out with everything they need to do. So with that being said, there doesn't need to be anything changed with the structure of how we're doing Senate, but the attitude and the way we go about doing it.
Griffin, this next question will be for you. You talk about making transparency and communication a priority. What are some tangible ways you hope to accomplish this?
Yeah, so I don't think we can sit back and wait on students to come to SGA. I think you have to go to them. What I want to do is meet with organizations weekly, like I said in my platform, allowing them to voice their opinions while also educating them on the current issues SGA is dealing with. Obviously, transparency is important. It should be a priority for all senators.
Justin?
Yes. But can you actually repeat the question? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So in Griffin's platform, he talks about making transparency and communication a priority, and I asked, what are some tangible ways he hopes to accomplish this?
Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's something that our SGA has a lot of times been working to improve is transparency and accessibility. I believe the easiest way we can go about doing this, and something I've talked about on my platform, is making ourselves accessible for multiple organization visits per week. Personally, I would like to do 2 to 3 per week, just going out to different organizations, getting our names and faces out there. That is the biggest way to build a relationship with someone, build a relationship with another organization or a segment of our student body.
I think that we definitely do need to increase transparency, and I think some ways that we could do that would be just by having a quick 30-second video once a week of what's going on in Senate, what bills are coming through, so you can be there to speak on them if you have an opinion before it gets voted on, not just hearing about it after the fact. Also, I think that utilizing office hours would be a really great way. We have these 32-ish people right now who are spending a couple hours a week. They should be spending them reaching out to their people and talking to them. I think we can utilize the outreach branch in SGA to really pull them in and make sure that they know what's going on, isn't it?
Justin, this next question is for you. During your time as vice president, there may come a time a senator needs your assistance in writing a bill that you do not agree with. How would you handle this situation?
Yeah, so there's always time, even as senators, when I was a senator last year, when there were ideas that I didn't agree with. There were positions that people had that I didn't agree with. But as vice president, it is your job to be impartial and a leader of the student senate. With that being said, I would do all my best ability to help that senator write their bill and give them ideas and advice on my opinion, but not push it on them, of course. Yes.
I think it's really important to make sure that these students have the resources that they need and they're connected with the right administrators or advisors or other students who know more about the topic than I do. I still think it's important to explore both sides of the debate and not express your opinion all the time as vice president.
As vice president, you have to stay unbiased. You help them write the bill, but then you let the senators who are elected by the students decide on the bill.
Sarah Beth, this next question will be for you, and this is one directly from Twitter. How would you define the role of SGA Vice President?
I think it's a wonderful question, and I've been asked that a lot this week. So the Vice President, in my opinion, and through the Constitution, the primary role is to serve as the leader of the Student Senate. And so the Senate is a great body that comes together and gets things done. But in addition to that, the role of the Vice President is to support the President in their absence or in any initiatives that they want to get done. So a lot of times a president may have an idea, but typically does need to get through Senate to get done. So I think it's really important to get those people, the president or the treasurer, to pull in with Senate and get the senators connected with them to get the things that they need to done. So the vice president's really a supportive role, but also a leader.
Absolutely. So again, it was one from Twitter. How would you define the role of SGA vice president?
Well, the duty and purpose of the Student Senate is to represent the student body while passing legislation. We have 34 senators voted in by college and then broken into 5 committees. All these committees reach the wide range of topics that are prevalent on our campus. It's the diverse group of students who all share the one concern. Your job as vice president is to lead these senators and make sure they do their job correctly and are on top of their stuff.
Justin?
Yes, so the definition of the vice president is to be the president of the student senate. However, being that the senate is the voice of the student body, being a vice president leads to a larger role in that you are now responsible for a larger group of students than you would have normally been as a senator. So when you think of the vice president's position, that's what we should be thinking about, someone who's there and willing and able to represent students, hear their voices, and serve Auburn in the best of their ability.
And our last question tonight for our vice presidential candidates will be another one from Twitter. As vice president, how would you encourage more participation from freshmen and ensure freshmen are involved and engaged in Senate?
And obviously our freshman senator program is mostly for the freshman forum. What I want to do is expand that outside of there and allow all students to get into that with an interview and an application process.
Justin?
I actually agree with that. I believe our freshman senators should, how we're picking our freshman senators should be changed a little bit. So when they first come in, we should send out applications, and it should be kind of an interview process so that we can make sure we're getting the most diverse and intellectually equipped students to be serving our Senate. As far as the rest of the freshman student body, it's all about, like I said earlier, getting our faces and names out there. When freshmen come in, they may be scared or timid, but if we just are there with a happy face and helping hand, I'm sure that they'll want to get involved in everything that's here and available at Auburn University.
I think both of those are really great ideas. When I served in Senate, we actually took a year off from freshman senators, so I didn't get to have that experience, and I really wished that I had, even though I was a freshman. It was a really great time to pull in people and just have these students who have fresh ideas. They live on campus, they ride the security shuttle, they're doing all these things that we haven't done in a few years if we're an older senator. So I think pulling them in through like an interview process or kind of making that application very well known and not just saying at Camp Regal that, hey, Freshman's Forum is how you get involved, but having a little bit more information there.
We're not going to have time for closing remarks from each candidate. Again, you have 1 minute for these closing remarks, and Justin, we will start with you.
Okay, once again, thank you all for coming out. It's been an awesome time running for vice president. I've had a great time doing this. It's been an awesome experience. For all the students out there, sorry for us inconveniencing you. Blocking your way on the concourse. There's only one more day left, I promise. But whoever you support tomorrow, whoever you want to vote for, make sure you do get out and try to vote. This is the best way to exercise your right as students and express your voice. With that being said, I promise to serve this role to the best of my ability and represent Auburn University. Thank you again for this opportunity, and I ask for your vote tomorrow. Thank you. God bless. And jump in with Justin.
Incredible, and honestly it's flown by. We've been crazy out there on the concourse, and everyone has been wonderful this week. It's been so great to hear all the ideas that have been brought up, and I think that's one of the best things about this whole campaign week, is just hearing all the ideas. But I want to make sure that these ideas aren't just talked about, but they do really come to action, because rhetoric without action is nothing. So let's make sure this week that you choose somebody who you trust to get things done, who has the experience and the leadership to lead in whatever position you're voting for. And also, don't forget that when you have something going on, please talk to your senators, because they're your first line of defense. So count on you.
thank y'all for taking time out of your night to come to the debate. I believe I'm the right man for this job and fully capable of being your vice president. I have a vision for Auburn's campus and want to continue making it one of the greatest universities. I want students to know that I will fight for them each and every day and keep their best interest in mind, not a political agenda to glorify myself. This week has really been an amazing experience and something that has refined me into a better person. So tomorrow I ask you to go with me, Griffin Osborne, for your next SGA Vice President.